This is Sweet June. How's everybody doing this evening? Um, getting ready to go to bed, getting ready to start the week off. Um, I've been hearing a lot in the news. I don't know if you guys caught the Dr. Phil show with this young lady on there. I can't think of her name, but they call her the Cash Me Outside girl. She apparently, that's supposed to be a catchphrase, Cash Me Outside. And she is gaining apparently is gaining a lot of popularity over this saying this phrase, cash me out, cash me outside. She was on Dr. Phil because she was having some problems with her mother. She was being disobedient to her mother, and I guess running the streets and just being wild and doing this and that and the other. And Dr. Phil was apparently trying to talk to her. I top Dr. Phil is one of my favorite shows, and I usually tape Dr. Phil every single day. And I got it on automatic um, tape record on my I don't tape it, but on my DVR I have an automatic record, and I think I recorded the show, but I missed it. I think that was one of because I don't catch, believe it or not, even though I record the shows, I don't catch every episode, and that was an episode that I did not catch. So I didn't get the opportunity to see that episode, but I caught it. I checked it out on YouTube. The clip, where she was kind of talking and everything, and she said, "Catch me outside." Well, apparently, this young lady, has gained a lot of popularity off of making this statement, saying, "Catch me outside," and um, that's really disturbing to me. That's why I wanted to kind of address it because that's really disturbing to me. Because apparently, like I said, she was on Dr. Phil because she was being disobedient to her mother. She wasn't listening. She was kind of running the streets and being wild. And you know how um, um, Mario Porridge is usually good at doing those type of shows, but Dr. Phil was definitely. I think he was trying to have an intervention with this young lady, and he was trying to talk to her and everything, and try to get her, kind of help her mother get her under control, apparently. And she started getting jazzy with him, and that's what she said. And this, of course, this catchphrase just went viral. It just everybody is saying it. They're talking about making T-shirts with this phrase on it. This girl has gained a lot of popularity. Apparently, they say she was twerking on YouTube and got so many thousands of hits, and so now this young girl is famous. This young lady is famous for saying this phrase, and but I'm very disturbed. It's very disturbing to me, and the reason why it's very disturbing to me is because, first of all, the initial reason why she was on Dr. Phil is because she was being disobedient to her mother. And it disturbs me at the fact that they would glorify um, this young lady, and they would glorify this statement um, based on, and not even stopping to think that the reason why she was saying it is because she was being disobedient to her mother. She was being disrespectful to Dr. Phil, which was her elder, and she was just being straight out disrespectful when she said it. And now they're blowing this girl up. This girl is blowing up. She's getting famous off of this. She's getting famous for being a wild child, just being wild and just talking to adults any kind of way and thinking that she can just do whatever she wants. This young lady is only 13 years old. That is very disturbing. What kind of values does that suggest that this this young lady and what she said could be glorified? Um, and she was being disrespectful to her mother. She was being disrespectful to Dr. Phil, her elders. When I was coming up, I was taught to respect my elders. I was raised to respect my elders. You didn't dare say nothing smart, a bad mouth. or say anything disrespectful to your elders. And even as of today, almost being 50 years old, I still live by that creed. When someone is like older than me and they're kind of like old enough to be my mother or something like that, well, I try to treat everybody, being a Christian, I try to treat everyone with respect anyway. But particularly if someone is my elder, I am very respectful because that was just the way I was raised. That's the way I was brought up. And it appalls me that these young people coming up today are very, very disrespectful. They're very, very disrespectful. They have no respect for their elders. And I'm seeing it. I work at a preschool, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in young children. I'm seeing evidence of this in very young children, as young as 2, 3, and 4 years old. Because I work with preschoolers, and I'm seeing it. You wouldn't believe some of the things that I've been called. You know, I've been called the B word. I've been called the F word, MFer, yes, by a 3-year-old. You ain't lived. You ain't been through nothing until you've been cussed out by a 3-year-old. You ain't been through nothing until you've been cussed out by a 3-year-old. Try being cussed out by a 3-year-old. It's definitely an experience being cussed out by a 3-year-old. And so I'm seeing this at younger, and of course, and my sons didn't do that. My sons didn't go to preschool cussing out their teachers because they knew better. Because there were certain things that I had a zero tolerance for with my kids. And that is being disrespectful to their elders. And they knew not to be disrespectful. Even at that age, they knew better. Because they knew that if they did that, I would tear them a new one. And they knew that. I'm just saying, not trying to sound abusive, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just keeping it 100. My sons, they knew better. And I think that you got to start teaching your children from a very, very young age to respect their elders. First, they have to start off, you have to teach them to respect you. Because if they don't have any respect for you, how they going to respect anybody else? If they don't respect you and you don't teach them to respect you, then they're not going to have respect for any other elder. They go to school, they're going to disrespect their teachers if they don't have no respect for you. So at first it starts with you as the parent. And people don't understand it. You have to start raising your children at a very, very young age. You have to start when they're toddlers. That is the time when you have to start raising them, and you have to start instilling that discipline in them. That's the age that it starts. Because if you let them get away with it then, a lot of times people they do certain things. People say, "Oh, they think it's cute." It is not cute when a toddler is cussing out their teacher. Because if they're cussing out their teacher at 3 and 4, they get older, they're gonna keep on doing it. If you don't nip it in the bud, they're gonna keep doing it. Of course, you can't never tell the parents that because they don't listen. So, at that age, they think that babies. Everybody wants to think that their child is perfect little angels, but um, I'm the type of mother I always held my children accountable. Even at that age, I held them accountable. And I think that's the reason why my both of my sons they have respect for their elders. I get rave reviews when when people realize that those like I didn't know that that was your son. Oh, he is so nice. He's so respectful. And I get that report from both of my sons. Have had people come up to me and say that, um, "Oh my God, I didn't know that was your son. Oh, he's very respectful and all this, and he's such a good kid." And I get that rave reviews from both of my sons, and that's because there were certain things that I had a zero tolerance for when I was raising them, and that main thing was this being disrespectful to your elders. See, whatever I was taught and whatever was instilled in me, I instilled in my sons. And so I had a zero tolerance for that. And as a parent, you have to have zero tolerance for certain things. And you got to put your foot down. And that was bullying was another thing that I had a zero tolerance for. Because I was kind of bullied when I was in school. And I told both of my sons, if I catch you doing that, they knew what the consequences were. And I was very firm on it. It was there was just certain things that I had a zero tolerance for, and there were certain things that I would not tolerate them doing, and that was being disrespectful to their elders, and bullying. Those were two things that was I was had a zero tolerance for. And it's just parents are not putting their foot down with the children at a young age, and then they get older. But when your children get to be about, I don't know, about 13, they get to be about 13, maybe 14. When they get to be in their teens, 13, maybe 14 years old, you're whatever you had instilled in them up to that point, or whatever you haven't instilled in them up to that point, is going to manifest. Whatever you didn't do, or whatever you did do with them up to that point, it's going to manifest, and it's going to manifest in the teenage years. Those are the years where it's going to manifest. And so, whatever you didn't do, whatever the discipline and everything that you didn't do when they were little, it's going to come out. It's going to manifest when they get to be in their teenagers. And so that's why some of these parents be on these talk shows and they can't understand, what my kid, she's threatening me, or he's threatening me, and he's trying to hit me and stuff. Well, that's because you didn't instill that respect in them when they were little. I see evidence of it all the time. And, like I said, I work in a preschool and a daycare, and I see evidence of it all the time, you know, of the children doing things that they have no business doing. And then when we talk to the parents about it, the first thing they say is, the common statement is, "Oh, well, they don't do that at home." That's the common statement that I get. And so they don't take care of it. Some of them do. Some of them do address it. I got to admit, some of them do try to address it with the child, but some of them don't. So what do you do? I mean, especially if the child is cussing and everything, and they have this attitude that they think is cute. What are you gonna do? The only thing you can say to the child is, "Nope, pick a better word." We're instructed to say, "Nope, pick a different word." That no, you do not say that. You do not say that. Pick a different word, or try to give them an alternative word to use. And that's all we can do. Or if they call you out your name, well, that's not my name. What's my name? You know, that's all you can do. Because it's the parents' responsibility to discipline that child in that area, and if they're not doing it, well, there's nothing as a teacher, nothing that you can do. So, like I said, I just think it's appalling that they're glorifying this young lady, uh, being disrespectful to her mother and all that. And that's why I told a lady on my job that, I try not to say that word. I said I'm not gonna be walking around saying that word, because when she was saying that word, she was being disrespectful to her mother, being disrespectful to her elders, and it just shows me the kind of values, the kind of society that we live in. That we people glorify that. Why would you glorify that? Why would you celebrate this young lady, that was being disrespectful to her mother? The Bible says that you should honor your parents. The Bible says, "Honor thy mother and thy father, and your days will be very long." It says that in the scriptures. So she don't understand. She cutting her time short. She cutting her time real short, being disrespectful to her mother. Um, it's the reason why Jehovah God put that in the Bible. You know, because it's our parents. If it wasn't for your parents, you wouldn't be here. And so, if it wasn't for her mother, she wouldn't be here. I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm not going to celebrate this. Going around saying this. I said, no, I'm not going to say that, because I don't think that should be glorified. And that, what kind of values does that suggest? What kind of values does that suggest, that you celebrate a young lady being disrespectful? They're celebrating this young lady. And if she was black, if she was a black young lady, I highly doubt that they would be blowing her up like that. But that's a whole nother video. And that's another issue too, um, double standards. It's not okay, if I don't care what color they are. It's not okay for any teenager, regardless of what color they are, to be disrespectful to their mother. And it should not be glorified. People shouldn't be walking around saying that. People shouldn't be getting T-shirts with that phrase on it. No, absolutely not. This girl needs to be disciplined. This girl needs to be uh, in jail or something for doing her mother, fighting her mother, being disrespectful to her mother. They need to put her in jail. They need to discipline her. They need to teach this young lady the seriousness of this. That you don't treat your mother that way. And I can believe that it's being glorified, but I can't believe it. And she's on apparently was on YouTube or whatever, twerking or whatever, and she got so many thousands of hits, and she's just getting blowed up. Girl's getting, and here I can't even get. She's making all this money and getting all these hits, and I don't even have 300 scribes yet. And in here I'm on here trying to be positive and trying to help people and everything and preach or whatever, and I can't even get 300 scribes. And this young lady is going around cussing her mother out and twerking and just being disrespectful and being wild all over the place, and she gets thousands and thousands of hits. What's wrong with that picture? There's something seriously wrong with that picture. And you got people on YouTube that talks trash, cuss, and all this stuff, and people celebrate them. Those people get glorified. If I came on here and I trashed black men, bashed white people, bash other races of people, or bash certain types of people, and talked and cussed and talked all kind of trash. If I came on here and did that on a daily basis, man, I would probably have so much money right now. But I'm not going to do that. I know Jehovah God would not approve of it, and I'm not going to come on here and do that. That's not what my whole um that's not my MO. That's not the image that kind of image that I want to put out. I know that Jehovah wouldn't approve. I know that Jesus would not approve, and I'm not going to do it. I personally would not do it because it's just not right. It's not a loving thing to do because the truth can be spoken without all that. But it just really appalls me that they will celebrate this young lady. You know, um, it's not cute. What she doing is not cute. It's not cute at all. She should be punished instead of being celebrated. Okay, well, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of that. I've just been seeing that trending in the news and everything, and they were saying how she was. They apparently this rapper was talking to her, using foul, being nasty with her or whatever. Now he's being arrested. Apparently, I don't know about all that, but yeah, this girl's in the news and they're blowing her up. So I said, well, I'm gonna address that because I just and everybody's saying this statement. They even got my little 3-year-olds at in my class saying that. Wow. So I just don't think this should be glorified. I don't think that this young lady should be glorified. And I think that just shows what kind of society that we live in. That just shows what kind of values we hold in this society that would celebrate something like this. Okay, well, let me know in the comment section what you think. I just wanted to kind of address that. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. This is Sweet June.